I end up with 2
Hey,
recordings.
here's the second half of whatever was going on because the internet kicked me off. Consider sweetening the pot. If you've got someone who's, you know, a little bit nervous about recruiting or they've never recruited before, you know, maybe offering them one of the new fall products that you've got a duplicate of as an incentive when they sign 2 people this month. Maybe offer conference cash to everybody on your personal team who sponsors 2 new team members this month. That encourages conference attendance and it encourages recruiting. Maybe offer a team leader who's really close to hitting structure, $40 off 1 kit this month that they can offer to someone to start. You know, I'll give you $40 off 1 kit in honor of the 40th anniversary. I don't know. You can hold off on incentives till the 3rd week of the month. See how your team is doing and then see, do I want to drive further recruiting on the last 2 weeks of the month and maybe sweeten the pot then. Okay, so that in a big nutshell is kind of what I wrote down after hearing this very exciting incentive.
Are you going to post those too? Because
yes.
once we know what this is, I think it will become visually in our minds.
It's a great incentive. So and imagine what, you know, one of the sweetest incentives they've offered in the past. Imagine they're offering it again. But yes, I can post my notes for sure. Okay.
Yeah, or just words to say like underneath. Yeah.
Whatever. I've got to freshen up my words to say. I've got to freshen up my PowerPoint. So what are your guys's is that a word? Allison, go for it.
We've got 3 months, March, April, May, for people to promote to director to be able to walk stage at conference. They have to be a director come June 1st. Yeah. That is plenty of time to get some of these senior consultants, team leaders, even non-directors, to get them to director because they hold title for 3 months, which means they're going to walk stage. That's a huge incentive for people to want to recruit.
Oh, thank you. I forgot all about that. So
because all the director perks, they get the $250, blah, blah, blah. Granted, you know, they're going to have to work to maintain it and keep it probably, having all these fresh people.
And when they promote with those 250 Pampered Chef dollars, they can use it for registration. So they'll pretty much go to conference, you know, with their registration covered.
Then I'm wondering, Karen, I kind of picked up on something where there may be like a double type incentive or a second tier. Should we be also possibly thinking that we need to get these people qualified ASAP? I mean, do we want to really get them to their first 1250 now because they may incur a second incentive?
Yes.
I think Allison is dancing around the fact that she's hoping you spill more. No.
This is an incentive that it makes people want to sign and it makes people want to qualify.
In 1250? Oh, yeah. So there's something else for qualifying in 1250.
Can I?
So yes, go ahead, Lisa.
Oh, sorry. So coming up, Allison's idea, if somebody signs and they also can fast track before conference. So if you I'm thinking like Allison, if one of your team members then promotes to director and they sign someone that's a fast track, or even you do, then they can promote to advanced. Like there can be some double promotions in there. So just kind of that thinking, like if there's a hot shot on there, it's a perfect opportunity to bring in fast track.
Great month to do director bound. Yep.
And keep in mind that when you look at past promotions, there are brand new consultants who sign 5 in a week.
Oh, sure.
You know, especially if they're millennials and they have friends who are in a similar place. So I would say put millennials on your list.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? You know, every millennial you know, and if you're not a millennial, but you've got kids who are millennials, think about your kids' friends.
They'd kill me.
Can I ask a piece of advice, Gigi, on that?
Sure.
I actually right now have 4 millennials each one has recruited 2 people, and I've got not only the new millennial, but their new people. It's a handful because they're right out of the gate. They don't want to train. They just want, and they're not being successful because their shows suck. They're very headstrong, but I am finding I'm finally, now I've got 8 brand new ones. I'm trying to get my group videos onboarding done in units for the training, because how do you manage that? Do you do group trainings then? Because that's what I'm thinking about, putting them into a class every week and having onboarding.
Yes, I mean, you know, we all want to be thinking about our onboarding. I use a Strong Start call that it doesn't replace Dash, but and not everybody listens to it. Not everybody's going to connect with us. So we do outreach and we work with the willing. Pampered Chef gives us numbers, and they say 4 out of 10 people who sign won't even do one party. And I think in our organization, we don't get that as much because we onboard maybe better than the nation as a whole. But so, you know, just putting in a system and ask yourself, if the average person just plugged into this, could they do well? Because it's never going to be perfect and we can't beat ourselves up. So like, do you have a system in place where if they come in and they're even slightly in contact with you, do they have a shot of qualifying quickly? You know, I still love to use my Strong Start call. Part of the reason why I like it is because I can give it to people even before they sign. They say, I'm getting paid on Friday. Great. They can't get onto Dash. They can't set up parties yet, but they can listen to a Strong Start call and start lining up parties. And for me, the Strong Start call is easy because I just send it to them. And at the time I send it to them, I'm scheduling a time to follow up with them. And it's good for people who have in-home parties. It's good for people who are doing virtual parties. It's good for people who want to do a couple of parties a month. It's good for people who, you know, want to replace a full-time job. So that's what I use. But yes, at times when I've had like a lot of people starting at once, doing a weekly call for all the newbies, recording it so that then the people who couldn't be on live can listen to it, and then it's up to them. If they don't plug into that, then I say, okay, they're just one of those 4 out of 10 that's probably going to do nothing. I don't know if that helps at all.
Would you be willing to share your Strong Start calls so that?
Absolutely, I already have. It's it should be under units in Batty Downline Director Group, and it was recently redone because I think I redid it in January. Okay. Finally, when I got around to going, I'm still talking about PC dollars in that thing, and I've got to have it reflect the new consultant rewards. So I used to just send it out with a caveat. Now I've actually redone it. You can use it as is, or, you know, if you're leading an organization, you can make something like it if you like. It's what works for me. It may or may not work for you, but you can use it as a jumping off point. But I find it's something you can give to a person as they're signing, or even when, like I said, they're waiting for their tax return. I mean, when I have someone who says I have to wait till my next paycheck, it is not at all uncommon for them to have 6, 8, 10 parties lined up by the time they order their kit. And they're doing it without a lot of coaching from me. They're watching the call. We have a 15-minute debriefing call after they listen to it, where you know, what do they need clarified? What hesitations are they anticipating from the people they know? I help them with words to say, and then I send them off into the world. It also encourages screenshots right away. I don't think Dash does that. So this is a place where if we can get them sending us screenshots about bookings, and we help them solidify some bookings, they're going to send us screenshots. It just gets them off on the right path to have those good habits of working with us. So I find it's not replacing Dash, it's just enhancing. And I would love to have another call, because like I slept through or totally zoned the last time where we were going to talk about strong onboarding. It was like, yeah, let's do this. And then but we can definitely do that again. But yes, I've done, when I've had a lot of people, I've done the weekly calls. How about others?
For onboarding?
Onboarding when you got a crap ton of people onboarding at the same time.
I do the same thing either way. I have videos that I have recorded that you know, I'll say, okay, watch this 6-minute video. When you're done, let me know and we'll set up a time. Now, here's where I fall short, which you have been trying to teach me for 22 years, is that when you're on a call with somebody, you set up a follow-up time while you're on that call. And I drop the ball all the time. But my point is, I have these steps set up where it's, you know, watch this, let me know that you've done, we'll talk about it, and then I'll send you the other one. These videos are like 6 or 7 minutes long, and they're focused on, you know, how to invite, who to invite. But the first one is Dash. The first one is what's important to look for in Dash. And the second one is how to be lining up your parties. Because quite frankly, if they don't have any parties, they don't have to go any further. They're stuck on the log, and the log's going downstream without them. So I just have these little videos I send them to that I've recorded.
So how many little videos do you have in total? For
I think 4.
4. And in a perfect world, if someone was really engaged, they listened to the first video and they reach back out to you, how long does it take for them to get through the 4 videos?
24 minutes.
No, but I mean, do most people do them in a week? Do most people do them in a few days?
I would prefer that they do them in a few days, and I tell them that.
Okay. Michelle, would you be willing to post those in the Batty Downline Director group for people to see?
Fine.
Okay.
It shows them how to, set up a I think it shows them how to set up a party too, so that some of them might be a little longer, and how to set up their business page.
Yeah. So anything specifically about a recruiting incentive to make the most of it, to make this your best personal recruiting month ever, to make this your best team recruiting month ever, your best organizational recruiting month ever?
I know I'm doubling my pot and making more winners out of it. My monthly recruiting pot.
What's that, Allison?
On my banner, every month I have it's called Beat Our Best, like our best sales month figure, 47,000, our best team recruiting, 25. And if we don't beat those numbers, every month I add $5 into this pot, which I have the running total at the bottom. And when we do beat those numbers, like recruiting, then the recruiting pot, I put everybody who recruited that month in the drawing for the money in that pot. And then I started over again with $10 in there. What I'm going to do is double the pot and pick 2 winners, or quadruple. It sounds like it might be worth quadrupling the pot. But yeah, incentivize, and then recognition big time, I think is going to go far when people, especially the ones that haven't recruited in the past, kind of get them built up and jazzed up.
Yes, and that's really important. When people haven't recruited before, once they recruit once, they're like, a lot of times the fear is gone. And if it was due to outreach by us to them, I think they're more likely to stay in touch with us, because they're like, well, that worked, you know. And maybe if you're not doing what Allison is doing, maybe just say, you know what, guys, this incentive is so amazing. Our team record for new team members is X. If we top it by 1, I will raffle off, you know, a $25 Visa gift card or conference cash or something like that. And then if we beat it by 10, I'll make it I'll, you know, pull another winner or whatever, something along those lines. Just something that pulls together the team going for a common goal, I think is a really cool thing. Any other ideas that people have?
I have a question.
Sure.
How do you find out your team record if you've never kept track of it?
Yep. Okay. You can go back to, you go into Consultant Connection reports. I mean, not reports. Go to Consultant Connection, go to prior year comparison, and then scroll down to the bottom and you'll see organizational recruiting, and look for your biggest number there. That is likely to be, unless you had a record the year before.
Well, I was going to say, my thought was I'd have to go back every year. Is it all in a nice little number for me at the bottom?
Yeah. You'll see your top month in recruiting. It'll say organizational recruits and it'll say January through December. You look for the biggest number there. Our biggest number last year was recorded at 114, but it was really 125. There was just a director promotion that then popped them to the 3rd gen, and so they were out of the numbers.
You're talking organization.
So the number we are all shooting for as a large organization is at least 125. And what I would love is for each of you to message me with your organizational goal, your personal team and your organizational goal numbers that you're shooting for. And I want to see if they total at least 125. And then I can post that to the Baddies Online Director group and say, this is what we're shooting for.
And then are you going to treat us to a spa treatment in 2 months?
Paris.
Well, I was just about to say, I will think of something. So what I wanted to ask at the end is, what can I do to support our efforts toward that goal? I could offer an organizational-wide closer look if that would help. I can offer a drawing, an organizational drawing for all consultants who sponsor 2 new team members. I could, do we all want to chip in $10 and do some kind of organizational drawing? Some things that I'm already planning on doing is updating the PowerPoint and posting it to Baddie Downline Director Group so that if you want to use it for a closer look, you can. I'm going to post my notes from today. And my Strong Start call is already in Baddie Downline Director Group if you want that. Michelle's going to post what she's been doing for her Strong Starts.
I'm just remembering when I personally recruited 10 people last year. I think it was in May that they had that special kit. Oh my Lord, May and April just about killed me. I mean, May and June. I just
onboarding them?
What was that?
For onboarding them?
Well, yeah, you know, it's going to make the next 30 to 45 days, it's going to be super busy.
Well, and that's another reason why to think about, you know, onboarding in a way that is time efficient. And so I think probably, you know, weekly calls is a really good thing. And I know, you know, I train sort of in-home and virtual. I tend to do it talking because that's what I like to do. So I've got the videos and I think weekly calls is a really good idea. But be thinking about that now so you're not I mean, we're all going to be scrambling in a really good way. Hopefully we're going to be scrambling in a really good way because we're going to have so many new team members. But thinking about that now and what you can put in place to make it not so so difficult. I mean, we could possibly offer organizational maybe a series of Strong Start calls, but I don't know if that's possible because I think we might not do everything the same. I don't know. What are your thoughts?
I want to keep it me because it's the way I train and yeah, it's kind of a individual team thing to me.
And so, you know, one of the things that I like to keep in mind is we train in groups, we coach one-on-one. So if you find yourself training over the phone to a lot of different people, you're going to be exhausted. So if you're doing, you know, calls once a week with your newbies, maybe having them watch a video or do something on Dash before that so that when you get them on the call, you're coaching and not training. Or, you know, just to keep that in mind, you coach one-on-one, you train in groups, or you point them to where the training is in Dash. Lisa, good luck with your workshop. Okay. All right. So guys, let's be in really close contact this month. If there's anything that you feel that could be helpful to do as an organization, I think a closer look is a closer look. That is definitely something, you know, I'll put out the date of when and how I'm going to do it. But if we're offering different drawings to our teams, that might be a little bit difficult. But if there's anything you're doing that you think could help somebody else, either an idea or whatever, please throw it out there. And if you've got an idea of what you think would be a great incentive that would help your team recruit more, that could be offered as an organization, I'm all ears. If you're willing to chip in $10 so that, you know, it's not all on my dime, we can make it something super duper. Who knows? Oh, what about free conference registration for, you know, everybody who recruits, every consultant, so not director, but every consultant who sponsors 2 new team members maybe gets free conference registration.
Or the equivalent, because some people are not able to go to conference, and if that's the incentive, would they work as hard for it?
That's
So-
$275 a pop.
It would be a drawing for one person. So it would have to be consultants only, not directors. And maybe they get something less if they're not going to conference, but they'd get free conference registration if they are. I don't think, you know, someone who's not going to conference should get $275 for recruiting 2 people. That's just my thought. But we don't have to make a hard and fast decision. But guys, send me your ideas, and we'll have, you know, we can have a further discussion and sharing of ideas on Batty Online Director Group and figure out what would be good. I'm just thinking of stuff that, yeah, go ahead.
Maybe half the cost of registration if they do 2, full registration if they do 3. I don't want to be limited to 2. I want to push them to do 3 to 5.
Yeah, send me your ideas. And this wouldn't be for everybody who achieves that. It would be a drawing. I mean, It would be tough to give it to everybody.
I like that, but at first when you said it, I think you said for everyone that, and I was like, oh.
I meant for everybody who achieves it, their name would go in the drawing.
Yeah, that sounds like a good one. Yeah.
And maybe there could be, you know, but Allison, you've already got a team that's recruiting, so maybe then you sweeten the pot, you know, and then say for every additional person you add, you'll get X, you know, conference cash or whatever. All right, so guys, I know this is brand new for you, like it was brand new for me yesterday. Not brand new, we've had recruiting months before. But, you know, be thinking about ideas that maybe you never tried before. Just be thinking outside the box. Let me know your thoughts, and yeah, so we'll keep it going, and I'll start tomorrow. No, Monday. So we got the weekend to keep dreaming.
So would you suggest that we have a quick meeting with our directors maybe today to kind of encapsulate what you just did with us?
You certainly can.
To get prepared.
Yep. And maybe come up, you know, maybe brainstorm with them, see what they've got cooking for sure. Absolutely.
Ooh, there goes my day of yard work. I'll be in here recording videos to onboard everybody.
It could be.
Well, if you had a headset,
you know,
Allison, if you had a headset like I do, you could do both.
Right, guys, I will share with you that every time Pampered Chef has something like this, I see some directors who have a little uptake, and I see other directors who go, their teams double or triple in size. And it's all about intention. Everybody has a little uptick. It's how big is your uptick going to be? And then what happens is, you know, so Pampered Chef offers this now, and then maybe in July they offer something else. And those people who had a little uptick are now back to where they were, and then they have another little uptick in July. The people who really go for it, they go up to here and then slide down a little in July, and then they go up like this. So guys, use this. Use this for momentum building. I see the numbers on my side, and you know, of what that does. So, you know, instead of saying, yeah, I'm happy we had a few more than usual, you want to use this as a springboard that gets you up and over the top to that next level, so that even with the usual attrition, you're way higher than you would normally be.
Alaskan cruise.
Alaskan cruise. Absolutely.
That's what I want.
Are you going to offer an Alaskan cruise for all your new recruits, Allison? Well, I'm joining you.
No, it's the exec trip.
Executive director trip.
Yeah, guys, this is the month. Seriously, this is going to be the month that, you know, you could easily sign 10 yourself. And then you've got, check off that box for the Alaskan cruise. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Mhm.
All right. So
I gotta run.
keep it all simmering. Let me know what you come up with.
All right.
All right.
Thank you for teasing us horribly.
You'll find out really soon.
I know.
Okay. Bye.
Thanks,
Bye.
Karen.
Thank you.